What's a one-shot miner? Can it really mine free Bitcoin? Every so often a story appears online about someone mining a full Bitcoin block with a tiny device. Sometimes it is a small computer. Sometimes it is a hobby mining board. And occasionally it is something that barely looks like a miner at all. These devices are sometimes described as one-shot miners. The idea is simple. Instead of competing with giant mining farms running thousands of machines, the device tries its luck with a single stream of mining attempts. It is not designed to win consistently. It is designed to get lucky. That raises an obvious question. Can a small device really mine Bitcoin this way? Or is the idea of free Bitcoin mostly wishful thinking? So today we are going to look at what a one-shot miner actually is and whether it can realistically mine Bitcoin. Chapter 1: What Bitcoin mining normally looks like. To understand one-shot miners, it helps to understand how Bitcoin mining usually works. Bitcoin mining is a global competition. Miners repeatedly perform hashing calculations trying to find a solution to a cryptographic puzzle. When a miner finds the correct solution, they add a new block to the blockchain. The reward currently includes newly created Bitcoin along with transaction fees. Because thousands of miners are competing simultaneously, the probability of success depends heavily on how much computing power a miner has. More computing power means more attempts at solving the puzzle. Chapter 2: Industrial Scale Mining. Most Bitcoin mining today happens at an industrial scale. Large mining facilities operate thousands of specialized machines called asic miners. ASIC stands for Application-Specific Integrated Circuit. These machines are designed specifically to perform the hashing calculations required for Bitcoin mining. They run continuously and consume significant electricity. In many cases, mining farms are located in regions where electricity is relatively inexpensive. Compared to these large operations, small hobby devices have extremely limited computational power. Chapter 3: What a one-shot miner is. A one-shot miner is essentially a small mining device that attempts to solve the Bitcoin puzzle on its own. Instead of joining a mining pool where rewards are shared proportionally, the device mines solo. This means it receives the entire block reward if it successfully finds a block. But it also means that most of the time it finds nothing at all. The device simply continues making guesses in the hope that one of them eventually happens to be correct. Chapter 4: Understanding the odds. Bitcoin mining can be thought of as a large number guessing game. Each hashing attempt is like buying a lottery ticket. Large mining farms purchase billions of these tickets every second. A small one-shot miner may generate only a tiny fraction of that number of attempts. Because of this difference, the probability of success becomes extremely small. It is technically possible for a small miner to find a block, but statistically the odds are very low. Chapter 5: Why people still try. Despite the low probability, some people enjoy running one-shot miners as a hobby. The appeal is similar to a lottery ticket. If the device happens to find a block, the reward can be substantial. Bitcoin block rewards currently represent a large amount of value compared to the cost of a small device. Most hobby miners understand that they are unlikely to win. But the possibility of success makes the experiment interesting. Chapter 6: Examples of solo mining success. On rare occasions, small miners do find blocks. When this happens, it tends to attract attention because it is unusual. These events are sometimes reported as examples of individuals mining Bitcoin with small hardware setups. However, these cases are statistical outliers. They are possible, but they occur very infrequently relative to the number of mining attempts happening across the network. Chapter 7: Electricity and efficiency. Another factor to consider is efficiency. Dedicated mining hardware is optimized for performing hashing calculations with relatively high efficiency. Small hobby devices are usually far less efficient. If they run continuously, the electricity cost may exceed the expected value of the mining attempts. For this reason, many hobby miners run small devices primarily for educational purposes rather than as a serious profit strategy. Chapter 8: The myth of free Bitcoin. The phrase free Bitcoin often appears in marketing around small mining devices. In reality, mining always involves some cost. Electricity is consumed. Hardware must be purchased. And the probability of earning a reward is extremely small for low-powered devices. While a one-shot miner might theoretically find a block, describing it as free Bitcoin can be misleading. It is closer to a highly improbable outcome than a reliable income method. Chapter 9: The real value of one-shot mining. For many enthusiasts, the real value of one-shot mining is educational. Running a small miner helps people understand how the Bitcoin network operates. It demonstrates how hashing works and how blocks are discovered. Even if the device never finds a block, the experiment offers insight into the mechanics of the system. In that sense, the experience may be more valuable than the unlikely reward. To wrap up, a one-shot miner is a small device that attempts to mine Bitcoin solo rather than participating in a mining pool. If it finds a valid block, it receives the full block reward. However, the odds of success are extremely low because large mining operations dominate the network's computing power. While it is technically possible for a small miner to succeed, it is rare and unpredictable. For most people, one-shot mining is best viewed as a hobby experiment rather than a practical way to earn Bitcoin. The idea of mining Bitcoin with a small device and suddenly discovering a full block is appealing. It combines technology with a bit of statistical luck. But the reality is that modern Bitcoin mining is dominated by powerful machines operating at massive scale. A one-shot miner may occasionally get lucky. Just not very often. This has been a mini Leviathan production. If you enjoyed it, check out our other videos. Comment below what other topics you would like us to cover. See you in the next one.